You've got mail.
Yes!
Yes. I'm gonna open this box so hard. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Tyler, and today we have an unboxing. This is gonna be a two-part unboxing, though. Okay. So the reason I'm doing a two-parter is because there's something in this box that I want to do a separate video with. It's not to like extend the unboxing or anything like that. So we'll take it from that route. So here is my mini Elementum. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of small. I actually haven't used it for anything, and it's accrued more damage than anything being on the keychain. So I'm using it just to say I used it once, and then I'll probably just put it in a box. Like, I don't even think I could sell this thing. It's pretty ridiculous. The mini Elementum is literally just like an Elementum fanboy knife, and that is it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this is cool. I forgot. So with the Civivi order, I got a Civivi hat. That's not a bad looking hat. I prefer hats with the stretchy bands on the back, and this kind of looks, that's a really long bill. All right, cool. Okay, clearly I ordered something from Civivi. Actually, I'll show you the other thing that I ordered, and then we'll just move on and make a separate video of it. This is a Hinderer Skinny Black micarta scale. This is going to go on this knife. And I'm kind of getting rid of this carbon fiber. I wanted something a little bit more mundane, less colorful. You guys know me, I don't like the gaudy stuff. So I'm going to get this and I'm going to swap it out. I'll do a video on the swap out though. All right, next I have 1, 2, 3 Civivi knives from White Mountain Knives. Yeah, let's just get on with it, okay? I don't really have too much more to say about it other than some of these I have something to say, some of them I don't. I just wanted to check out because they were new, they were interesting. So let us see here. Different unboxing knife. That was my launch 10. Oh my gosh, there's a Civivi pouch. Who would have thunk? There's a Civivi pouch in a Civivi box. Dun, 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 dun. Cool little Civivi swag. Civivi lint-free cloth, which I keep all of those. You can never have enough of them for some reason. And this, ladies and gentlemen, interesting and mundane at the same time. So this is perfectly centered. This is the Relic. All right, so we're gonna get to the Relic here in a second. Actually, it feels good. So this feels thick. It feels solid. I kind of like the feel of this already. It kind of reminds me of the Brazen, and I really enjoyed the Brazen. This feels like the ergonomics are going to be pretty decent. We have a deep carry pocket clip that is not recessed, but it does have flathead screws. Typical Civivi, and it does appear to be ambidextrous. So that's nice. It does appear to be a liner lock. There's some jimping right here. The spine is chamfered, so that's nice. As I said, perfectly centered. No detent lash, so that is cool. And let's see what we got. I really like this low-key flipper tab, and they've been doing that more and more, so kudos. The flip is very easy. This is a full-size knife. Action feels great. I really actually like the heft of this. This feels like a solid work knife. Ergonomically in hand, it feels like something I'm going to enjoy. It kind of has that forward finger choil-esque elementum where you can, like, from the elementum where you can kind of choke up here, but it's not really a choke up point. This is kind of a clip point style. So with a generic just flat grind and stonewash finish. So that's nice. Overall, so I like this knife overall. There is a little bit of back and forth. Do I have my tools? T8, because all Civivis happen to be T8. Alright, a little bit of twist. No back and forth now. And the action is still break-inable. So that's nice. Okay, so you can light switch it or flipper tab it. That's cool. I really enjoy this so far. I enjoy the heft. If you're going to give me G10 with liners, something about that screams like I want a little bit of heft in my hand, so that's nice. The lockup's coming in right at about 20%, so that's good. The back and forth is fine. But, yes, this is just a generic clip point knife from Civivi. I really enjoy the neutral everything here. It is just a good knife. That being said, let's see what this is all about up here, if I can get it out, because I don't have nails, so this is going to be a little bit more difficult. Hey, we got some tweezers in your knife. So that is cool. It's kind of like a, they're starting to make an EDC knife more EDC, right? You got a little bit more stuff in there. And tweezers are something that are so underrated in a lot of cases. So that's cool. The Civivi Relic, I actually really enjoy this. Let's just check my lack of arm hair here. And it's popping hairs very, very well. This thing came typical Civivi out of the box, very well done. And dare I say, I enjoy this more than I enjoy most of the Civivi, like everything. I think this is just a really good overall generic knife. I say generic because it is generic. I don't think the tweezers set it off any more than anything else. It's a cool addition. Basically, the Brazen is in my top 5 best Civivis of all time. The Relic is right there just because of its neutral, just generic knife use. I think this is just easy, neutral, boring, and very functional is where it is. Just like the Brazen. Okay, next, let's move on here. And I mean boring in like a semi-derogatory way, but not like in the sense of like I hate the brand. At one point in time, like the Keen Natter in 2020 threw me off. I was like, can I say in 2020? Because I saw it before everybody else. Threw me off. I did not like the Keen Natter. But that being said, you know, it is. The Civivi as a brand is boring. It's just, Metal Complex says it really well. They play everything safe and it's boring, and their models are fantastic because they're so boring. They found the formula, they do it over and over, and they're spitting millions of models down our throats. So whatever. Okay. It sounds like I'm hating. I'm really not trying to. I appreciate Civivi for what it is. So this, interestingly enough, is kind of like an old school multi-tool, right? What is this? I forgot the name of this thing. This is the Crit. This is the Crit. So, let's see what we got going on here. Okay. There's a little plastic thing above that right there. They got the Civivi logo on 2 different sides. That's cool. You can mount the flipper tab or the pocket clip on either side. And it's a wire pocket clip. That's cool. That's different. All right, so this is a nice little blade. I don't know what the blade steel is, but it's just kind of like a nice little, this is cool. So I really actually enjoyed this blade for this style of everything. Like it's just, it doesn't feel very sharp, but it's sharp. Oh, this is super thin blade stock, super sharp, so that's fine. Let's see. Action on it. I'm not sure if these are on bearings or not. Okay, so where were we? This is the one we were looking at. So it's kind of like this drop point, super pokey, super functional tool here. Very, very thin. The cool thing about this, I don't know what's on the other side of this. I think it's a multi-tool. But the cool thing about this is, A, I feel like it's on bearings. And B, it's very functional. Like this is one of those, like, realistically, probably all you need. Ergonomically, it's blocky because it's like a two-tier situation. But it's a very sharp, very functional knife, and you're getting a lot of blade shape in there. So if you needed to break down like a quick cardboard box or something, you could. To open things up, this is just, it's cool. So let's see how useful this side is. So you do have kind of a small ruler on here that is etched. Like you can feel the rules. The rules. There is, that's centimeters. Okay, so there's a 3 inches on this side and 7 centimeters on that side. Okay, I mean, that's circumstantial, right? Whether or not that's going to be useful. I had a Leatherman that, like, you could flip it open and use the ruler on there to get a generic. And I'm sitting there looking at it. I tried to use it one day, and I'm like, God, this is just too small to be useful, to be honest. So you do have some, you can use, I don't know what size these are. That's probably a 3/4, no. What is that one? Maybe a half and a quarter, and then maybe you have like a 3/4 and a 1. I don't know. Not a 1. I'm way off on those. But, so you have some tools right here. You have a bottle opener right here. You have a flat head right there. And then you have what appears to be like a seatbelt cutter. Let's see here. Let's try it with a zip tie. All right. See if this is useful at all. So here's your zip tie. Hey, all right. So that is kind of useful. That would be really useful for zip ties, actually. And just pull it out. Because we've all fought with zip ties with our knives before, and it's been really, really frustrating. So that would probably be the most functional for me. You do have a flat head right there, so that's cool, and a bottle opener there. Interesting tool. I like that it has a pocket clip, but it's really, really thick because of its 2-tier. So it's going to get a little frustrating in your pocket, I think. It's not going to take up much space lengthwise, but it's going to take, or height-wise, it's going to take a lot of space width-wise. Overall, I like where Civivi's going. I love this blade. I don't even know the blade steel on this. Let me see if I got the box. I don't know where I put the boxes. Never mind. They're around the back of my studio, but I don't remember what blade. I think this is like a 9CR18, but this is cool. This is the Civivi Crit. Okay, so let's put this off to the side. And the last but not least is one, if I'm not mistaken, one that I had no intentions of checking out. It did not interest me at all. Not because of I thought it was bad. It's just like it's nowhere near. That's nice, by the way. Super thin. Had nowhere near my, I guess you could say, level of style that I prefer. And by level of style, I don't mean like amplitude of style. I just mean the style chosen. I'm not really interested in at all. But there's a story behind this. Holy smokes, this is freaking tiny. Okay. All right, so there's a story behind this. This is the baby Banter, okay? Now, let's check it. I forgot to check these. These are perfectly centered. I didn't check the back and forth on them either. No back and forth, no up and down. They're locked up pretty well for the blade. And then the tool, no little bit of back and forth, which can be tightened up, but very good action. Okay, now I got that out of the way. The baby Banter. This is centered. This is tiny. They did recess. Okay, I don't know why we do this, but they recessed the pocket clip and they made it ambidextrous for this, but you didn't for anything else. It's like, come on now. Okay. Perfectly centered. Says Banter right there, so that's cool. Kind of, I mean, this is actually, I'm enjoying this more in hand than I thought I was going to. I could see this being a great 5th pocket knife tool. Boop. Real snappy. Okay, so you got this. Okay. So you can choke up here. I thought I felt something there. Hold on. Check the action real quick. Perfect action. All right. Okay. So you can choke up here. This actually, despite being so tiny, you do have like almost full. Look at that. I could grab all the way up there in the choked up position. So I'm glad I got this, and I can't reverse it just fine. Action's great. I'm glad I got this, and this isn't for me, guys, okay? So the story behind this is I have an electrician at work that I'm kind of getting him into knives. He purchased the Civivi Perf off of me, and he took it home, and he just likes it so much he doesn't want to use it. And I know you guys are laughing at the Perf, but I mean, to somebody who's not a knife person, like that, it's just how he is. He really enjoyed it, so he wanted something that he can use at work, and the Perf is something that he loves but doesn't want to use. I don't know, but to each their own. But he really wants this function right here, because what he does is he goes like this and he cuts into wire. Now I tried to talk him into a Warncliffe, but I don't really know of any in that size range that I could recommend to him, because it's a little bit more complicated than it sounds. So then I got to thinking, you know, Ben Banter's designed these knives so that you can do detailed work like this, right? Man, maybe that baby Banter would be a good thing for me to check out, and maybe this would be right up his alley, because he has smaller hands, and he could do this and just do like his little cuts. So that's why I originally got it, and this thing's really cool though. Like, I really like this much more than I had originally thought I was going to. This is Nitro V Steel. I like how they're using that more and more, because I have zero problems with Nitro V. I think Nitro V is a great steel, especially for the sub $100 range. To me, it's kind of similar to the 154 14C genre, maybe the 10CR genre, right? VG10 genre. It's kind of in that area. So that's why I have no problems with Nitro V. I think as a budget steel, it is perfectly acceptable, along with, let's see if I can find those boxes. 1 second. Let's see if these have a blade steel on them. Along with the Relic that has the Nitro V. Which Nitro V? There you go. Hey, these are all Nitro V. Apparently they just bought a giant, massive bunch of Nitro V. But along with, the Nitro Vs, the 14Cs, the 9CR, 10CR, I think all of that stuff is perfectly fine. Along with D2. I think D2 is perfectly fine. We get so just snobby about it. D2 holds a better edge than all these frickin' blades, so just put that into perspective. You probably, not that one, it's gonna, what the hell, you probably wouldn't mind having D2 on this if you didn't live in an area where it would corrode. Why? Because you want that edge holding on this thin, narrow blade. It makes sense. You're not going to use this for anything else. It's kind of like why you would put S90V or M390 on a blade versus S35. Anyways, weird rant. So, my favorite knife out of all of these, these all kind of speak to me a little bit. I kind of like them all for different reasons. This is the best overall, I think, just user knife, and that is the Relic. I think it's really cool. Tweezers are cool because you always need tweezers, and you apparently never have them when you need them. I think the Baby Banter is probably, I would be interested to consider it like something to go with my Launch 10. It's kind of the same concept, right? So I think that's really cool, and I think you're going to find this probably to be your most useful. And this, I think, is cool. If you're one of those guys that wants to be prepared for anything, you have this multi-tool this way that you could do all that with. And the coolest thing is this pop zip ties really, really well. That's probably what I would use it for, despite it being a seatbelt cutter. And then you have this really, really thin, slicey blade, so that's nice too. So here it is, the Civivi Crit, the Civivi Baby Banter. I didn't check. Yeah, I did. All with just typical Civivi great action. Just very, very interesting knives. And the one thing I appreciate about this is, as these are still relatively mundane for Civivi, they've even managed to take something so tiny and unique and make it mundane. As these are relatively mundane for Civivi, they're interesting and they're doing something different within that safe, mundane world. So kudos for that. That's all I got for you guys today. This is the Civivi Crit, Relic, and Baby Banter, I think. Yeah. You guys stay sharp, stay safe, and have a great freaking rest of your day. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah. Need a new knife.